Yo, what's cracking, peeps? Happy Monday. T Money here with you. Gonna do something a little bit different tonight. Going to attempt to review a movie on my channel. I do review movies for Body Bags on Friday evenings, but other than that, I don't. So just in an effort to try and do new things rather than unboxing after unboxing. Yeah, we'll start with this, and then maybe I still have like some collection overview stuff to do as well, but just to switch it up. And I also wanted to mention too that thank you guys, thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel. I'm now at like just over 200 subscribers, so that's awesome. And I said I was going to do a contest for that, and I will. Just kind of waiting to grab a few more things for the contest, and also trying to come up with something fun that we can do rather than, because I like the idea of, I was thinking like maybe everybody, or like show your favorite, your most prized possession as far as like horror memorabilia goes, or like your favorite release or whatever, anything. And I like that idea, I like that question, and I'm also curious to see what you guys got. So that's always fun, but I'm not sure if that's what I'm going to settle with yet, so I haven't quite come to a conclusion on that, but I'll keep you guys posted and let you know pretty soon, because I want to do it sooner than later. And then I probably won't do another contest until 500 if I'm still on YouTube, if I'm still alive when that day comes. But yeah, so we'll see. Anything can happen. So, but yeah, so 200 will be the next one, and then a while down the road we'll have another. So I'm gonna make it good. I'm gonna make it some decent prizes, all like, you know, good name brands, well, you know, good companies, all of the best. I have a few Arrow releases I know that I'm gonna include in the contest. Other than that, I want to get a few more things. Probably only gonna be 2 or 3 winners. Not gonna just do one, but I'm not gonna do more than 3, just because it gets crazy in terms of like shipping, you know, like tons of packages out. So we'll probably keep it at 3. But anyway, that's not even here yet. So something to look forward to, I guess. So yeah, thanks again, everybody, for helping me reach 200. It's awesome. Sorry, the phone is bobbing. I'll try and stay still so that doesn't happen. So anyway, guys, the movie that I wanted to review for tonight is one that I watched last night, actually. I picked this up a couple weeks ago, and it's a slasher from 2017. By the name of Lake Alice. Now, this is released by Breaking Glass Pictures. They're a pretty cool indie company. They release a lot of indie horror. And fuck, I'm dry mouth and I don't have anything to drink around me. So wow. Hang on one sec, guys. Sorry. Okay, good to go. All right, so I guess I'll start by reading you the synopsis. Well, no, the film is from 2017. It's directed by Ben Milliken, and I did a little bit of research on him. It looks like he's an actor from California, I think, and I think he's from Cali. I'm not sure though. But anyway, this was his directorial debut. So he's been acting in a few, I think, indie pictures that look like some comedies and some horrors and stuff, but this is his first, other than one short that he did, this is his first feature-length film that he directed. So it stars pretty large cast. Well, there's probably like a handful plus characters. You've got Brando Eaton, who plays Tyler Patterson. You've got Michael Seamus Wiles, who plays Officer Hank. You've got Laura Nemi, who plays Natalie Thomas. You've got Carolyn Tudor, who plays Sarah Thomas. You've got Peter O'Brien, who plays Greg Thomas. And you've got Brad Schmidt, who plays Ryan Emerson. And I kind of selected the 5 main characters, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, sorry, 7 main characters in the film. There are a few others that I just didn't mention, but a relatively small cast. I'll read you the synopsis now. Well, first of all, there's a quote on the back of this disc that says, Lake Alice combines strong home invasion elements with vintage slasher violence. So it says, while meeting his girlfriend Sarah's family for the first time, Ryan Emerson must prove his intentions and win the approval of her father, Greg, while he masks his jealousy for Sarah's ex-fling, Tyler. As the Thomas family settles in, things start to happen around the cabin. Strange footprints by the window, noises from outside, and a bitter animosity from the locals, including the law enforcement. As a blizzard descends on Lake Alice, so does the evil from behind the camera. As the Thomas family is hunted down one by one, the family struggles to stay alive as their power in numbers slowly dwindles. So the reason why I'm talking about this film is because I love slasher movies, and I'm always kind of at a loss these days of good ones. A lot of them don't have good replay value, although I love most slashers that I watch. I don't really ever find the urge to like rewatch a lot of them. You know, the classics, Nightmare on Elm Street, those type films, Halloween will always have that rewatch value that a lot of films don't these days. So I wouldn't say this one has great replay value either, but it's a decent slasher from this year that I thought is worthy of at least seeing and discussing briefly, in case you guys hadn't heard of it, because I certainly hadn't. Nobody that I am aware of in the community has mentioned this film. Probably, I'm sure it has, but none that I noticed. And anyway, so it's always nice when you have a pleasant surprise, a movie you're not expecting to be good, you end up enjoying it, and it's in the slasher genre, which is great. Now, what I love about this film is the winter setting. It's probably the best part. I love slashers I love horror movies that take place in winter settings. This one is no exception to that. You've got a winter cabin out in the woods, a family going there kind of for the holiday season. I think you get the idea. It's a family tradition. The Thomases, they go every winter, or they celebrate every Christmas at this cabin. I don't remember what state it's in, but it is, I think, in the U.S. But very cool. You know, you get the small town, almost like a New England-y, almost like a homey feel for me. And just a small town snowy feel, and I love that in a slasher film. And so anyway, yeah, so the setting was great. The film reminded me a lot of like The Strangers, a lot of the home invasion slasher films. It had kind of all of the typical slasher tropes. Your family going, and then this kind of subliminal story where this guy they're actually engaged, the couple. So the story is Sarah Thomas, played by Carolyn Tudor, is taking her boyfriend for the first time on their family vacation. It turns out, the boyfriend pops the question on the trip. They get engaged. She says yes. They get engaged. And there's kind of like this whole thing where it's like you can tell that the Ryan, her fiance, who popped the question, is kind of trying to gain, like, you can tell the father and mother, especially the father, isn't crazy about him. There's a scene in the kitchen where Ryan overhears them talking about how they don't even know the guy and how can they trust him and that sort of thing. So there's that going on, and then it's also, you get this background story where Sarah was dating this guy, I guess, who lived in the local town where their camp is, or cabin is. I don't know if it's a home or a cabin. And they hadn't seen each other for years, and then he's there, and it's kind of funny. He's like a musician, and he's like, hey, you guys want to come to my show? I'm a singer-songwriter, man. It's so funny. Like, come check me out. And then, like, it's so, like, cheesy, but it's so fun, like, when they're at the bar, and he's playing, and it's, like, total, like, lame-o, like, cheese dick, fucking, pretty boy singer-songwriter stuff, and he's good. Like, he's got a good voice, but you can tell it's totally not the actual actor, Tyler Patterson, singing. It's a total dub, but it's hilarious, and he's like, yeah, he's pretty good. It's just like, you know, I think the acting's pretty good in the film. Overall, I think, like, Sarah does a great job, and the boyfriend plays a great job being, like, a jealous lover, but he's cool. He tries to keep his cool, and, you know, tries to impress the father. The only thing is, I feel like they set up, like, the character, one thing I would say I'm not crazy about in this film was the character development, because it seems almost like they spent a lot of time trying to develop the characters, but then it's kind of just like, when the kills start happening, everything ends abruptly, and it's almost like there's, like, too much unfinished business. So it's like, wait, so, you know, you got me feeling this way, like, oh my god, are they gonna end up liking the guy, or, you know, what's gonna happen with the dad? Sorry, the dad is played as Peter O'Brien. He plays Greg Thomas, Sarah's father. So what's going to happen with him and the boyfriend? Are they going to, you know, and then all of a sudden, plop. I don't want to spoil anything, but I kind of already have there. But, like, you know, once the action starts, I feel like a lot of the story is just erased. And I don't know if the timing could have been better or something. I don't really know. I'm not a film director or anything. So, but it just felt like kind of like undeveloped stories, or almost like there was no point to all this build up. But as far as the kills go, it's basically a stalk and slash film in the woods. There's some cool kills, some cool practical effects. There's a scene, a burning scene, where a man is basically burned to death. They just, like, the killers have these masks, like these winter masks, or a winter coat, and then actually they're featured right on the front there. You can see that perfect. And I love, like, the blood on the snow. That's always an awesome thing. I can't remember it standing out too much in the film, but there are definitely some bloody snow transitional scenes or whatever, you know what I mean, like the blood on snow has a nice touch, I guess, and it's definitely featured in this. That's part of the reason why I love these settings so much, is because the blood just pops on that winter setting, always, and so you definitely get that. But where was I going with my train of thought there? But yeah, so it's a very cliche, like a 90s cliche slasher, like a whodunit, like who are the killers? There's a few of them, and they're wearing these masks. Oh yeah, I was talking about the kills and the one character who was burned at the stake. That was pretty gruesome. At one point, you see one character dragging the body away, and you can see in like pretty close detail, you know, they're basically charred, burned at the stake, and that was pretty good effects there. And there's some stabbings and. It's fine. I would say the kills aren't exceptional, but they're definitely good. And it, like on the back, it says, break out the popcorn and enjoy the screams, for sure. It's just like a turn your brain off type slasher in a woods cabin winter setting. Whodunit, that type deal. And I like it, but it's very cliche. It plays out very cliche. You know, I could have predicted the killer from a mile away, and we've seen this story so many times before. In other 90s slashers. I'm not even gonna hint because I don't want to spoil everything, but nothing new under the sun here, that's for sure. But yeah, so I don't know, without saying too much more, I'm at 12 minutes. I think that's enough. I would recommend the film, especially if you're looking for something new this holiday season. Maybe even save it for winter when you get some snow. And I think you'll enjoy. It's definitely a fun one-time watch, or maybe even a couple. I might watch it again. I don't think it's so bad that I wouldn't. At all. So yeah, I enjoyed it. That's why I wanted to talk about it. Clearly, well, actually not always. So I will be reviewing some movies that I think suck as well on here, but this one I would give it a pass, and I recommend you check it out. Definitely, if you're looking for something new, and it combines also the found footage genre with just regular filming, or like your regular movie, but it's very light on the found footage. Essentially, the only found footage in the film is there's a video camera that I think that the Thomases take with them on the trip, and at one point the killer gets a hold of it, and then you see a lot of like filming, videotaping being done real quick. The ending, again, very cliche. I could predict it from a mile away, but if you guys have seen this, let's talk. Let me know what you think about it as well, because yeah, I mean, I'd like to talk about it more. But yeah.